are easier to get up than others. Today was actually easy. I slept really good last night. I don't know why. Sometimes it happens. I find myself being very in tune with my pregnant significant other. She rolls around in the morning and I roll around. So she wakes up at 2 o'clock in the morning, I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning. It's not because she hits me or anything like that. It's literally because maybe I sense eyes. Judging eyes. No, seriously though. Yeah, so I woke up this morning, I feel really good. It feels like a summer day. It's like 70 degrees in the morning in February. This is Washington, D.C. This doesn't make any sense. People who don't believe in global warming keep using the excuse of like how the cold days, but not realizing like I don't ever remember having 2 straight days of 70-degree weather in February. That's friggin' weird. Straight up scary. I mean, I like it, don't get me wrong, I'm glad. But then the crash is going to be really bad because you're going to get used to this and then all of a sudden it's going to snow. It snowed on Saturday. It snowed on Saturday and then today it's 70 degrees. That is really, really weird. Now, if people don't want to say that we've messed up this planet in some way, shape, or form, I mean, wow. Wow! But anyway, not saying I had the answer, just saying what we're thinking it is right now, at least well, it ain't making no sense. That being said, I wanted to talk about popping up and getting out and getting good with your day. Yeah, I'm not really talking about this kind of pop-ups, like popping up and getting things done. I was actually talking about pop-up bars. The real reason that I really wanted to talk about that is because I was telling people for the longest that a Black Panther, okay, so let me caveat that. I was going to send an email and I almost put it, the title as Black Panther Party. That would not have been a good email. I mean, just, I can't imagine the amount of flack I would have gotten for that. So, hashtag Black Panther Party, not good. Just throwing it out there, not for somebody like me anyway. So, I am Puerto Rican and that card only goes so far. So, so throwing that out there. So I said, hey, look, we should absolutely have a Black Panther pop-up before Black Panther comes out and we can make some money trying to arrange that. And a lot of people are like, nah, it's not going to work, it's not going to work. False. It actually already did work. Washington, D.C., from like, I think it was the day before until just yesterday, they had a pop-up that was on 14th Street. Hugely successful and minimal effort. They literally had no capital, no hold-up. It just erupted because a couple people wanted to watch the movie together and have a private screening, and that turned into something much larger. I think it's awesome. I really think that people should stop saying this won't work or judging something without trying. But anyway, that being said, I'm excited because I'm doing something really big, and so I'm not gonna worry about anybody who says, oh, they don't think it's a good idea. Then get out of the way, because there's plenty of people that think it's a good idea. So that being said, the Black Panther pop-up was wildly successful, and the people involved didn't even intend to do that. Just had some fun, and that's what I think it's about. It's about you actually caring about that environment and having people that actually care about it, and it will become good. Sometimes hard work is just doing something you love, because if you love doing it, you'd do it for free anyway. So do that. So the Black Panther pop-up was awesome. I didn't get to go because I have a pregnant wife at home and a 7-year-old son, so it's a little difficult. But anyway, I will be looking forward to seeing what comes up next. I might have, this is something completely different, it's random. If the Potomac Nationals end up moving, the Potomac Nationals are a minor league team that's in Northern Virginia. If the Potomac Nationals end up moving to Dumfries, alright, Dumfries, Virginia, which is just next to Quantico. Nobody's ever heard of Dumfries unless you're from Northern Virginia, unless you're in this area. You have me to thank. Just throwing that out there. I don't really realize, I was having a conversation with a guy about a totally different thing, and it ended up becoming a conversation about land and about arranging this thing. So hopefully that's in the cards, but did not plan for that at all. So that's funny. I'm stuck in traffic, which is not funny, but it might be funny to somebody else because maybe they're not stuck in traffic. And I'm gonna have a Bahama Mama for breakfast. Yeah! Oh no, it's not a Bahama Mama. It's a orange flavored water though. But when you open up a can of something, if it's not red or blue, people don't think it's soda. So you open up a nice one of these in your job and put it in a martini glass and scare the hell out of some people. That'd be funny. So that's things I think about when I'm in traffic. How to scare my coworkers and or employers into thinking that I'm drinking on the job. Or ways to scare them into trying to fire me and then not firing me because they have no cause. Those are the things I think about when I'm stuck in traffic. Wow, people. Oh, look, blue lights. Seems the man's out again. Oh, it's the end of the month, so quotas. I don't actually think that's a thing. I know people say there's quotas. I love the conspiracy theory, but the reality is it's just people who are trying to get numbers on a piece of paper. It's not necessarily a quota, but it is a quota because if you don't meet that, you won't get promoted. So basically, if no crime exists, you would think that the idea is that law enforcement would be doing their job. But that's not the case, because if no crimes exist and there's no record of those crimes, and then people can't individually get promoted. Which is probably why the sheriff in Stranger Things was the sheriff in Stranger Things. Because he didn't do anything until Stranger Things. He just got promoted for no reason. He just happened to be there. So, moral of the story, get a sheriff's job in small town if you want to be running things. Or run for mayor in a small town. I think I might just do that too. Why not? It seems like the only gift you have to be a politician is convincing other people to give you money. I haven't quite figured that out yet. See, I've always been taught that doing things will earn you money. You see, the politician's way is, I'm not going to do things. I'm just going to tell you that I'm going to do things. And then get a bunch of other people to pseudo-do things. And or not do the things I promised you I was going to do and had no intention of doing anyway. But that's neither here nor there. It just is what it is. The joys. But other than that, I really think that there's a lot of missed opportunity, especially in the mornings when people get up. When you get up early in the morning, nobody else is out unless you're like here in Virginia where everybody's like already up and trying to race to everything. This is the only place in the world that that I know of, anyway, that I've been to. It's probably not the only place in the world. The only place that I know of that you can get up and get out here and at 4 o'clock in the morning and still be completely behind on your day. And then by the time you get home, you still have no way of getting anything accomplished. Because if you had anything to do, appointments, or you had, to get your car fixed, or you had to go and renew your driver's license plates, or just about anything, you'd have to do that during the day. And you can't get that done during the day because you're in traffic. So, moral of the story is, do you have to be in traffic doing a commuter's job? No. Ever heard of Fiverr.com? If you don't, look it up. I wholeheartedly believe that a lot of people can accomplish a whole lot more than these businesses who, there's a business that exists because somebody said, I need to automate this function, so somebody did it. There's an idea for everything, and I think ideas can change the world. Now, most people don't realize too that an idea changing the world has to have something behind it, which would typically be a business. So I do wholeheartedly believe that entrepreneurship can change the world, that businesses can change the world, that a business with a moral compass can change the world. Now, this isn't just about making money, because there's a lot of businesses. Amazon does not make money. I hope people do not understand that. Amazon doesn't make money. It really doesn't. The CEO of Amazon, from Amazon, makes, I think it's like $110,000 a year. He is not a billionaire because of Amazon. I mean, he is a billionaire because of Amazon. But the money doesn't flow from Amazon. It comes from other business ventures and other things like that. And that's where it comes from. So ultimately, people have to really realize that they get out of your comfort zone, man, because your comfort zone is blocking my traffic. Like, literally, your comfort zone is literally in my way. Your comfort zone is the car in front of me. So anyway, I hope you got a laugh out of that, or a scare. Maybe you were driving and shook you, woke you up because you haven't had coffee yet. I haven't had coffee yet. If you think I have, you're wrong. I typically don't even really need coffee. Coffee actually mellows me out. It's strange. I used to tell my mom when I was a kid that I wanted to have, like, you know, coffee before bed or soda. She's like, I'm not giving you that. So you can be up all night. My mom doesn't even talk to that. But she didn't do it. She didn't trust me. My mom didn't trust me. It's just reality. I will tell you about a little situation I have with my son. So my son lied for the first time. That's funny. So he... Thank you. So my son lied for the first time. That's a I wouldn't say for the first time, but like it was a major lie. Like he stuck to his guns on it. This kid was committed to the story. The narrative was there. He wasn't budging. So he's matured in that realm a little bit. Starting to get a little more complicated. So the kid does a little bit of graffiti on his little pad. We're gonna have a little clipboard where they put their work to give to the teacher. So he goes and he puts his stuff there. He writes all over it, and then he turns it into the teacher, and the teacher catches him, and she says, "Hey, did you write this?" And he goes, "No, I didn't." Knowing he lied, now you have to keep up that lie. So you have to lie to somebody else, and you gotta keep going, right? So he gets home, committed to the story. We get a phone call. I say, "Hey, he graffitied on his clipboard." Yeah. So we try to give him the benefit of the doubt, but we don't just believe. He's a child. They're gonna lie about ridiculous things. They're gonna do ridiculous things. Why wouldn't you do this? So we just ask the question. Say, "Hey, did you do this?" He says, "No, somebody else did. They must have. They must have used my handwriting." I said, "They must have. Somebody must have mimicked your handwriting." He says, "Yeah." I said, "Oh man, this is funny." I said, "Okay." So I'm gonna go off just facts here and say, I don't believe your story. One, whatever you graffitied on there seems like something you would do. Two, I'm gonna say you're gonna snitch. I'm gonna say I volunteer at a school, part of this Watchdogs program, so I'm gonna say I know for a fact that the teacher will raise her hand, and then I say, anybody who has to answer this question, she'll ask the question. She'll point out, one of the kids will go, hands go up, and here comes his hand, and she goes, yes, and he goes, so did blah blah blah, and you're like, oh, really? You didn't even answer the question. You just took that opportunity to straight up snitch. Now, not trying to teach my kid to not address an issue when it's wrong, because I mean there's a fine line here, people. There's a fine line here between between snitching and telling an adult. All right, yelling out in front of everybody, bringing attention to yourself, that's snitching. Getting yourself involved in something that has nothing to do with you, snitching. This could have been handled differently. If you saw the situation, you would approach her and say, hey, listen, somebody wrote on my clipboard. Why? Because it directly affects you. Because you're going to get in trouble for something you supposedly didn't do, so you would tell. So walk up to the teacher, explain to the teacher, and say, hey, somebody wrote on my clipboard. That's not what happened. So that's already red flag number one. You're not, I don't buy your story. So then he comes over and he says, okay, well, that's not what happened. I told her first. So you told her. And then she said, did you write this? I said, yeah, and I didn't. So now it's red flag number two. You change the story. Boom. All right. So we've got already a couple of things lining up against you here. You know, we walked into this situation unbiased. There was no opinion. Now, the evidence is stacking against you. So kid comes up with this great story, right? And I said, you know what? I'm going to take a risk here. I'm going to say the teacher had sent us a picture, which she did, and I'm going to look at it. I'm going to compare your handwriting. It's your handwriting. So the kid says, he doesn't look shaky. He's committed, man. Yeah, give him credit. So what I do, I say, all right. Matter of fact, you're guilty. It's just the way I see it. The odds are stacked against you. Right now, if you admit to it, you only get 2 weeks. If you tell me you did it, you're grounded for 2 weeks. If you don't, you're grounded for a month. Now, at this point, the tension in the room freaked. Like, this is a split second happening. Like, this happened very quickly, but in that split second, my eyes grazed across the room. My wife looks at me. She catches it. She's saying to me, the judging eyes. She's got the judging eyes. She's looking at it. She's going, you put him in a corner. You put him in a corner. As if I had, like, just sentenced him without going through the proper motions. Guilty until proven innocent. False. He was guilty, and I was about to prove it. So, we were looking at this unbiased, which is good. We were going at it the right way. But there was fear, and I understood fear. I mean, it's a legitimate reaction. However, I took a risk. Kid called. He said, I did it. Sorry, I did it. Explained it. It's not even that serious. The issue is that you lied. What you did wasn't even that serious. It was really, really not that bad. You made it worse with the lie. But that's normal. It's first grade that these things are going to happen. I just found it hilarious that this whole situation popped up like this and I got to use detective skills. I mean, I'm not going to lie and say I didn't have fun with this. I probably more than I should have. But I guess those are the things that you have to kind of get away with, because now you're the adult and now you're the one that's doing these things. And this little person is the one that gives me, you know, the headaches and the ones that keep you up in the middle of the night and come to your room and they complain. So these are the little victories that you're allowed to have. And so it's fun to me. I'm not going to lie. That was a fun experience. And so, you know, I kept my word. I could have done what my dad would have done. My dad would have been like, a month. And then he would have never been able to enforce it because they just wouldn't have remembered. But he would have definitely, I'd be like, what? Now I don't trust you, bro. Now I don't trust you at all. Because I sit here and I put my faith in you. And you gave me the month anyway. See, I know that he would have told the truth in that situation because he wasn't going to take the fall for something he didn't do. If he didn't do it, he would have never said it just to get less time. He would have said no. He would have been stubborn. He's like me. I'm not admitting to something I didn't do. That ain't happening. So hopefully we're building a strong foundation for the adolescence where he doesn't feel the need to lie to us because there's no point really. But ultimately it was hilarious. So those are the little joys that I get up in my life. And those are the things that wake me up. Hopefully those are the things that pop you up and get going. Don't know. Anyway. I'd say what I'm probably going to talk about tomorrow, but I don't know yet. So, I guess if you feel the need, check out my website. See if it ever updates. It's don'tknowyet.com, because I don't know yet. So it's DONOYET.com. Don'tknowyet.com. What's it going to do? Don't know yet. Oh, it's ridiculous. And so am I. And if you're watching this, which no one is, because I'm looking at the little thing in the corner, then so are you.